Well, there's a new number one. Serena Williams held the spot, but then with the injury to her leg and a first-round loss here this week in Spain, in spite of taking the weekend off, Dinara Safina becomes the new number one player on the Sony Ericsson WTA Tour, matching the accomplishment of her older brother. And what a year or so she has had, irrespective of the surface.
Yeah, it started a year ago in Berlin, where she took the title there, followed it up by making the finals of the French Open, losing to Ivanovic. And then she was just on a tear throughout the summer. She follows up from the clay court season, moves into the hard courts, takes the East-West Bank Classic out in Carson, and then on to Montreal, where she takes the title there. She also was a silver medalist at the Olympics last summer. So Dinara Safina had an amazing 2008. And you can see what those results will do for a player, which now brings her to number one in a week.
This is a tough question. Who locked down number one? Who has any idea? You know, Justine Henin retired. Jankovic at number one, obviously not comfortable with that. Serena Williams, at this point in time in her career, as we discussed, not really focused on being number one throughout the course of the year. Ivanovic is down to number 7, and Maria Sharapova has been out since last August as far as singles is concerned because of the shoulder injury. Glad to hear that she's going to be coming back to play in Rome. And now you look at the points. Serena still atop those rankings, but that will change when the new WTA Tour Sony Ericsson rankings come out at the beginning of the week. You see Jankovic dropping down, Vera Zvonareva, Venus Williams at number 5. And Victoria Azarenka has moved up to a career-high number 8, but unfortunately with that shoulder injury, the extent to which we're just not quite sure right now. But a lot going on, a lot of movement in the women's tennis rankings.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see how Safina plays when she steps on the court as the number one player. As we know, for Jankovic and Ivanovic, having held that ranking, have had a lot of pressure of handling what comes with being the number one player.
One last point on the rankings and players. We haven't talked about Kim Clijsters so far this weekend. What do you think about her return, first of all, and what will those rankings look like, let's say, a year from now or 18 months from now?
Well, it'll be very difficult to see where Clijsters will fit in the rankings a year from now. She's going to come back this summer playing with some World Team Tennis matches, and then she'll play Cincinnati, Montreal, and a wild card in the U.S. Open perhaps. So it'll be great to see her back on the tour, and you know, she's missed out there. She's a personality definitely that had some value to the tour.
Well, Lindsay Davenport has retired. Maria Sharapova has been out since August 3rd. That was the last singles appearance that she made with a shoulder injury. Justine Henin stunningly retired before the French Open last year. And of course, Clijsters.
Yeah, with Clijsters, you know, she dealt with her father passing a year ago. She got married, had a baby, so a lot has changed in her life. I'm excited to see her back later on this summer. Careful not to relax too much. She still has to stay focused on what she's trying to accomplish out here today.
Could hear that ball shanked off the frame from Suarez Navarro. Suarez Navarro played a pretty solid opening set. It's just that Jelena Jankovic, she's ranked, was number 1, now number 4 for a reason. She is a stronger player, more weapons, and it looked like it in that opening set. Pretty well played by both players.
Toss can go all over the place. You have to be really efficient with your ball toss.
Suarez Navarro looked like she was on her way for an easy hold in this opening game of the second set. Led 40-love.
Inside the baseline. Her ground strokes can be very penetrative, and that way you put in your opponent on the defense.
Kater Nooney restoring some order. Elena Jankovic was trying to communicate with her coach Ricardo Sanchez. She was talking to somebody, certainly.
Absolutely.
Second serve, break point.
Nice.
Oh, nicely done.
Well, that time Suarez Navarro had Jankovic on a yo-yo string going earlier. This time made good on that one.
Suarez Navarro susceptible to being lobbed when she comes into the net. That ball just over the baseline, so Suarez Navarro. Saw those first serve numbers, and going back to your keys that we saw after the opening game.
Second serve, especially in that ad court where she likes to hit that backhand down the line, and then Suarez Navarro finds herself on the move instantly.
Double fault, so service problems really continuing for Carlos. First 6-3. Jankovic has done that. She's tried to pull the trigger so early sometimes when she sees a little bit of blood in the water.
Didn't finish the stroke. Get her weight fully behind it before she started to move towards the center of the court. Got to stay with the shot, finish it. There you go.
So good. Break point number 3 for Jankovic. If she can generate that backhand up the line.
Well, the key to Jankovic is that she sets up her points to try to finish with the backhand down the line, and that's what players don't understand. You want to create the opportunity for the best shot that you have, and that's how Jankovic plays. She opens up the court so that she can finish with that shot.
So she'll exchange backhands, cross court, cross court, cross court, and then as soon as she gets a shortish ball, just punish it.